Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Registrar, respected Deputy Registrar, respected Dean Academics, esteemed advisor, dear colleagues, and most importantly, all the students who have graciously joined us from various schools. It is with immense pleasure that we inaugurate this manuscript painting and pottery making workshop, a collaborative endeavor between the Royal Global University Museum, INTACH Assam chapter, and the Royal School of Fine Arts Department. This initiative underscores our commitment to the preservation and celebration of indigenous art forms. Indigenous art and culture embody the soul of a community, offering profound insights into its historical and spiritual essence. Preserving these traditions is not merely an act of conservation, but a tribute to the rich tapestry of human heritage. Engaging in these art forms is itself a method of preservation, ensuring their continuity through active practice. At Royal Global University, we believe like the concept of no bag day, which reflects our dedication to immersive, hands-on learning experiences devoid of traditional textbooks. It is in this spirit that the University Museum has orchestrated this workshop, aiming to provide an enriching educational journey. I welcome you all to this inauguration. I now invite Professor Sheila Bora Madam to present an overview of this workshop in greater detail. Ma'am.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Buragohai, respected Chief Guest of today's inaugural function, Madam Seema Rekha Bhuiya, who is a very well-known administrative officer and very well-versed with culture. We have our Dean Academics, Professor Ganguly. We have our Registrar, and then respected Junali Devi. She's retired as a Dean of Social Sciences from Cotton University and a member of INTACH. We have our resource persons, Mirumosam Bora, who's going to do the manuscript workshop, conduct the manuscript workshop. And we have 3 members of the Hira Potter community who will conduct the pottery workshop. And welcome to the various schools and the children. I'm so happy to see that you all have shown interest in this pottery, in this workshop, both manuscript and pottery. It's great to see so many of you being here, and I congratulate your schools also for permitting you to come and attend the workshop. Thank you very much. Now, we are conducting the workshop in 2 parts. There will be one part, as we have been said. Some of you have opted for working on manuscript painting, and some of you have opted for pottery. So after the inaugural function, we are going to divide you into 2 groups. One will go for pottery making, the other will go for manuscript painting. Now, as you know, let me first tell you a little bit about the manuscript. As you know, visual arts, any visual art has evolved over many centuries in India, okay? And, even as early as the 7th century, you must have heard of a very important king from Assam, Bhaskar Varman. Have you heard of him? Yes? I'm sure in your school courses, you must have heard of Bhaskar Varman. Bhaskar Varman, when he was signing a treaty with Harshavardhan, the emperor, the king of India, he had presented Harsha Varman with a volume of paintings on wood, bark of the aloe wood. And he had painted him some color, paints and brushes. So imagine from 7th century onward, this art of painting has been very, very important in India. One king presenting another king, what? Not elephants, not gold, but paintings. So you can imagine the importance of the paintings. All right. In Assam now, currently we connect the word manuscript mainly with Hankodeva and his Bhakti movement. This is between 1449 to 1569. During this period, there was a great development of literature, art, painting in Assam, and we believe that Hankodeva himself had painted the 7 celestial worlds on paper, on tulapat, that is on paper made of cotton. And this was used in his performances. So you can imagine how developed painting was. Painting manuscript in Assam was known before it was known anywhere else in the world. It is that important. Okay. Now, the most significant aspect of these manuscripts is that they promoted the worship of sacred scriptures instead of idols. You know, you don't, I mean, according to the Bhakti movement, the worship of scriptures was a better way of thinking of God, getting to God, than worshiping of idols which are made of wood or stone or various other materials. So manuscripts then became very important in pursuit of achieving the goal of, spiritual development. So manuscripts, along with literature, songs, dance, music, manuscripts developed. And this became very important. Now, Assamese manuscripts are printed on several, we use hasipat. Have you heard of hasipat? Hasipat is made from the bark of the agar tree, aloe wood. All right. So from that today, our resource person, Mr. Mridu Mosambora, will show you first, demonstrate how the bark of the tree was used to make paper. Okay. That he will demonstrate. Then there was also the use of tulapat, that is paper made of cotton, and of course ordinary paper. Then the colors which were used were made of natural dye, mostly from different fruits. We use indigo, hilika, jamun, guava, haldi. Everything was used to make colors. So today you will also see a demonstration of the original indigenous colors. Then from tomorrow onwards, he will teach you not on hasipat, because hasipat is very, very expensive. So we can't give you hasipat to paint on, but on ordinary chart paper, he will teach you painting, manuscript painting. And if any of you have any clay pottery, or if you have a t-shirt or something on which you want to paint, he will teach you how to paint on those articles which you can take back home. All right? So this is the manuscript section. Now we have the pottery section, which is equally important. Pottery again is a very traditional art which has been handed down from centuries. And at that time, in ancient period, we know pottery was made by hand. There were no potter's wheel then. So it was made by hand. In Assam, we have two communities who do pottery. One is the Kumar and one is the Hira. Now today, the Kumars use the potter's wheel, but the Hira community, they made pottery by hand, which is disappearing. Gradually it is going, there are very few people of this community left, and this is no longer practiced, but we want to save this tradition. Now, the most important thing about the Hira community is that only women make the pottery, not the men. Men help them in collecting forest firewood from the forest with which to burn the pottery after shaping it and things like that, but the work is done by women. They, it is made from a very sticky sort of a clay which they have brought. You will not, the soil which we find in our campus or anywhere else is not suitable for pottery. It needs a very sort of clay soil which they have brought for you from their village. They will show you. And then the clay is cleared of all the extraneous materials, and then they're bitten into strips. Now, if you're making a jar, they will show you. You have to do it strip by strip, and then they stick on the strip, then keep it for drying for some time. Again, they stick another strip, and they shape it all by hand. So this is a very, very important art, and two flat pieces of stones are used to flatten the clay. So you have to learn this art. And I think they had already shown this to some of our university students. And today I want you to learn and go back home with some pottery which you have made. All right? So this is what I would like to tell you. And then we have this for 4 days. In between, on the 4th, there's a holiday. So today, tomorrow, then 5th and 6th, you come. And you will have your classes till 12, 12:15. And then for half an hour, you go for a camp. You know, Royal Global University has a beautiful campus, very modern facilities. We have a very beautiful auditorium. We have a fine arts department. Oh, there's so many things to see. All the 4 days, you'll be taken on a campus round to 4 different blocks that we have. Okay, interchanged by some of our faculty members. And so before going, you will enjoy a bit of our campus, and then you go back to school. So at the end of the 4th day, we have a concluding session, and we will give you all certificates from INTACH for having attended the workshop. All right? So I hope all of you have a lot of fun. And thank you very much for joining us. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Today, we are honored to welcome Ms. Seema Rekha Bhuya, a distinguished IAS officer who has served the government of Assam with remarkable dedication since 1986. Over her illustrious 37-year career, she has held diverse roles, including Special Secretary to the Government, Personnel and Indigenous Tribal Fate and Culture Department, Deputy Commissioner, Secretary for the Home Department and Passport Department, and Secretary for the Justice K.N. Saikia Commission of Inquiry. She firmly believes that true democracy is achieved through accountability, transparency, and credibility, whose presence adds immense value to this event. Now, I kindly request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, to confer upon her a Fulam Gamusa and a memento. And use of traditional materials, which highlight the region's rich artistic heritage. We are privileged to have Mr. Mridu Mausam Bora, a revered traditional artist, as a resource person for our manuscript painting workshop. He has enormous experience in manuscript painting. He has the distinction of only living artist who has crafted 5 illustrated manuscripts in Shankari tradition of Assam. He has been successful in reviving manuscript painting tradition and visual elements used in traditional and folk plays of Assam, which almost got extinct. Presently, he has established a socio-cultural organization titled SIHNO, the Ethos of Tradition, to promote and preserve traditional and contemporary visual and performing arts. I would like to request Honorable Registrar Sir to felicitate Mr. Bora. Thank you, sir. will be Mr. Simanto Gogoi, a talented artist and student from Government Art College, recently recognized for his work on Assam's manuscript painting. I now request our Honorable Dean Academics, Sir, to felicitate Mr. Gogoi. Pottery, an ancient craft, holds a fundamental place in human civilization, reflecting both functional and aesthetic aspects of daily life. Assam's Hira community, with their time honored techniques, represents a vulnerable tradition of pot making characterized by unique craftsmanship. We have invited artisans from the Hira community whose ancient pot making techniques will be showcased. I request our Associate Professor, Mr. Kishan Bagrisa from Royal School of Fine Arts Department to extend our felicitation to these revered artisans. We have Makoni Hira with us. We have Dipen Hira with us. Okay. Makoni is the actual artist and Dipen Hira, and along with Vice Chancellor Sir, to address the gathering with a few words.
A very good morning to everyone present this morning here. We have amidst us today a very distinguished art lover, administrator, Srimati Bhuya. We have Junali Devi, an academic. We have our own distinguished academics and administrators. We have Professor Sila Bora, who is also a member. I think you are the president of the ASSAM chapter of INTACH, which is one of the co-organizers of this event. We have our registrar, Dr. Deep Narayan Singh, Professor Deep Narayan Singh. We have our Dean Academic, Professor Ankur Ganguly, and several others. And most importantly, we have with us the very important part of this event, the resource persons. Mr. Mosam, then Gogoi, then the representatives from the pottery community of this Hira, this community you find in the vicinity of Guwahati, I think close to Ajara. By Hatacha, really, okay. And of course, the center of all attractions in today's workshop are our dear students who have come all the way from, I think, 5 different schools of the city. I welcome you all to this very interesting and important event. And as you can see, pottery and manuscript, I will not take you into a lecture tour on that, but please remember that these are an important part of what we call as the museum. Museums play a very important role in education. I don't know how many schools have museum, how many colleges have museum. They have gradually started building museum, but museums are very important institutions, where not only objects of the past, which can have very many different things like different forms of pottery, different manuscripts, and many other historical artifacts and objects. You cannot imagine, the whole range is so vast and wide. It's there all over the world. And the oldest museums have come in, I think in Italy, in Italy, Rome. And our own country is not lagging behind. I think it was a botanist, his name was Nathaniel Wallich. In 1814, he established the Calcutta National Museum. And that was done under the aegis of an academic body very prestigious, called the Asiatic Society of Calcutta. Asiatic Society of Calcutta still functions. Asiatic Society of Bombay is still there. So they are very, very revered organization of intellectual discourses and studies. So I tell this specifically to the young children, because you have to keep these names in your mind, because these institutions are also important for your engagement maybe in the days to come. These are very important institutions which played a role in documenting history, interpreting history and culture of the country. And coming to pottery, Madam has already said, it is a highly multidisciplinary kind of activity. The workshop that you are doing, going to do, is a highly multidisciplinary. There will be, a lot of things to study about the materials they use, the kind of, Madam has already said Tula Patra, then Hasipat and all that, different materials from different sources. There's a lot of science in it, different kinds of paintings, organic paintings. We are talking about organic paintings these days, derived from the plants and other sources. You get to know about a lot of chemistry about these paintings. It is not just art and culture, but you get to know about the science involved in it. You get to know about the economy of the people who are involved with this. This Hira community is an ancient community who is surviving on, their livelihood is on this kind of a craft. So they're earning their livelihood. So a lot of economy is there. They form a distinctive community in the whole larger society. It's so great to see them honored here in a very humble way by our organization. And I think we talk about inclusivity. What is inclusivity? You have seen it today. We have to include everyone in the country because they are part of us and they contribute to our history, culture, society, economy and everything. So you have to understand these parts as well. It is not just about how to make the pot through pottery. It is not just to study the manuscripts and how to paint a manuscript. You get to know so many things. It's multidimensional, it is multidisciplinary, and this is what the whole world is talking about. Your education should not be a journey through a tunnel vision. Tunnel vision, you see the world through a tunnel. But it is through too many windows you have to see the whole world, the larger view of the world. You have to develop your worldviews through your own eyes and experiences. So this is what we are trying to provide to you, this larger experience of what history is, what past was, what present is, and on the basis of that you can foresee what the future would be. And for that, it is very essential that you are the one who will be living in the future. You are the one who will have to understand what is of value to us. These objects, pottery, these paintings, manuscripts, they constitute what we call as our cultural heritage. And these are tangible. You can see them, you can touch them, you can feel them, you can experience them. There are many other forms of cultural heritage called intangible. You cannot see it. You can listen to it. You can experience it. And these are the heritages. These are the things of the past which reflect the creativity, the intellectual brilliance of our people. And these constitute our identity as a distinct community, as a distinct race, as a distinct nation. So without identity, no one can think about survival and existence. So these are our marks of our identity. These potteries are not simple potteries. These manuscripts are not just simple objects of intellectual study. These are objects of the past. These are objects of the present who give us our identity. So heritage is so very important. So therefore, UNESCO, you must have heard a few days back, they have declared Choraidew in Shivasagar district in Assam, their burial places, mounds, as the cultural heritage of humanity. Not just Assam. UNESCO preserves important sites of heritages all over the world, as the heritage of the entire humanity. So these studies have got too many dimensions. You are too young maybe, but then you will gradually. I point out all these things to you because I hope that you understand the dimensions, the importance of these things. And when you go back, you tell your principal madams, principal sirs that we must have this kind of workshop in our schools, we must have this kind of collections through small museums, and you can create these museums, right? So I wish you all the best. I hope you will enjoy learning, experiencing whatever will be taught by you, our very revered and experienced resource persons. And feel free, absolutely, feel free and ask your questions. Do everything without any apprehension, without any inhibition. Right? Then only your learning experience will be complete. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. I now request our esteemed guest, Ms. Simarekha Bhuya, madam, to share a few words with us. Ma'am, please.
Good morning and welcome to this workshop to one and all present here. First and foremost, respected Vice Chancellor of the Global University, Royal Global University, the Dean Academia, the Registrar, and Professor Dr. Sheila Bora and Junali Devi. They also belong to the academy and they are also associated with INTACH, and the resource persons present here. And of course, the school children who have come here with great enthusiasm to attend this workshop. So this workshop, as you have seen, is a workshop on manuscript and painting, manuscript painting, pottery making, initiated by the Royal Global University in collaboration with INTACH. INTACH is associated with preserving the heritage of our land, and it has already contributed a lot towards preservation and also encouraging the development of the heritage properties in and around the state. And Ma'am Sheila Bora is, of course, she is leading the state and good work is being done. As a representative, as I was in the government of Assam, I must also tell you that government of Assam in its own has taken a very novel initiative recently, that was in 2020-21, of forming a department of indigenous and tribal faith and culture which aim to preserve, promote, and protect the heritage, the indigenous culture, and all our crafts and handicrafts. So this was a very great initiative, and we have, under the tutelage of Government of Assam, done quite a lot of work in this direction. Here, in this workshop on manuscript painting and pottery making, I would say that you, the children who have come here, is going to really enjoy and learn a lot about manuscript writing and also the pottery work. You also must be knowing that in Assam, there are a lot of heritage. It's rich in heritage. You start from the Brahmaputra Valley, the tea plantations areas, the Barak Valley. Everywhere you'll find a different type of art and culture because we have a plethora of tribes living here. So each one of them has contributed to the heritage of this land, and it is our now duty to work towards preservation and protecting whatever available art and culture in any form that is here in this land. So regarding the manuscript painting, I would like to refer to the Hasti Vidyanvarna, that is during the Ahom period, where you had these, lovely paintings being done. And that is you can always see that also. I don't know if you students have ever visited the Directorate of Historical and Antiquarian Science. You have a huge collection of antique books where you can see the display of such manuscripts, writing as painting, and also the display of the art and culture. So these are this opportunity that has been given by the Royal Global University in collaboration with INTACH is indeed commendable. I feel privileged to be present here today amidst this gathering and be able to say a few words. Of course, I'm not an expert. The experts have already given you a detailing of all that is going to be done during this workshop. But what I tell you, that besides manuscript painting, pottery making, we have a lot of other crafts which are dying. And it is the duty of the present generation, that is you people, to do something, be involved in such art and craft, and, encourage their protection and promotion. The Ashari Kandi art, terracotta art, is itself something which has to be, that art is dying, and we have to, the beautiful crafts are being made. So there is a difference, of course, between art and craft also. I think art is something original. You display, you can, express yourself in any form and feel happy about it. But involvement in art itself gives you the confidence, gives you the patience, gives you to understand the various views. And it also gives you a chance to show your whatever you perceive. And with craft, of course, you have to follow a definite technique, and that is going to be shown today by the resource persons present. And I'm sure all of you will enjoy and simply love the art of pottery making as well as the manuscript painting. Here I would like to say that India is a land of rich heritage. We have the Madhubani art, we have the terracotta, as I said, we have pottery making. Then even our, as ma'am had rightly said, our organic dyeing, indigo dyeing, as we say, the hilikawa dyeing. Many of us are now, promoting such, and we are happy to say that a lot of our weavers have gone into this organic dyeing and producing good mekla chadars and all. And so this is something we should promote, and I won't take more time because I know you all want to join the workshop. You all will enjoy that. I've just said a few words. I would only say that please do put in your mind into this, because this is your heritage and you can go a long way from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your insights and experiences will undoubtedly inspire and guide us as we embark on this meaningful workshop. As we draw this inspiring inauguration to a close, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all those who have contributed to making this event a successful. To our esteemed Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, your leadership and vision have been instrumental in bringing this workshop to fruition. We are deeply appreciative of your presence and support. Our sincere thanks to Honorable Academic Dean, Honorable Registrar, sir, for their commitment and contributions to this initiative. A special note of appreciation for Sheila Bora Madam for her insightful overview of the workshop, which has set a profound tone for our sessions. We are immensely grateful to Ms. Sima Rekha Bhuya Madam for honoring us with her presence. Finally, to all the students, your enthusiasm and participation are this experience both enlightening and enriching. As we proceed, you all once again for your presence and contributions. The morning session of workshop will now commence, and we wish all the students an engaging and productive experience. Thank you so much.